Video, we're going to look at 5 ways to triple the number of leads that you get from your website. My name is Silverster. I actually used to be the director of business development at a local service business that was doing $3 million in revenue. And we implemented these strategies on their website and they tripled the number of conversions that they were getting. I also just recently did this jobber, how to triple your leads and 2x your sales. I was one of the featured speakers on this where we actually went through and looked at people's websites live and told them the things that they need to do to convert some leads. And we're going to go through that in this video, the things that we discussed. All right, so I just pulled up an example site here, and I think this is going to be really good for us to go through together. So if you pull up your website, or we're looking at this one, we're going to go through and diagnose the basic things that they need to convert leads. So the first thing that people usually ask is, well, how many leads should I get from my website? So if you use Google Analytics, typically you want to see 10% of the traffic should convert into leads. So if you get 100 people to your website, you should get 10 leads. If you don't use Google Analytics and you have no idea how many people are coming to your site, you can use a tool like SpyFu. You go here, it's free. You put in your URL, and then we can see that this website here has 340 monthly SEO clicks. This is not counting direct traffic or other platforms. Just very simply, they get 340 people to their website, monthly SEO. So they should convert 10%. So they should be getting at least 34 leads from their website based off this. If you're not getting 34 leads or whatever that number is for your business, then it might be lower than 340 people to your website. You might only get 30 people. But if you're not getting 3 to 5 leads from that, then these are some things that you can do to implement in your business. All right. So the first thing is on the website here, when people come to your desktop, what we found is a 50-50 split. 50% are mobile, 50% are desktop. When someone comes to your desktop, they're not going to click this button to call you from their computer. So you want to give them one other option or 2 other options to convert into a lead from their desktop. Could they pick up their phone and call you? Sure. But you want to put a form right here or a chat widget right here. The reason that this is important, we've seen this convert 2 to 3% more traffic, because if someone has a chat widget right here, they're not going to dig through your whole prompt and say marble and then figure out if you do this marble X, Y, and Z or your services. And they don't want to go through this whole rigmarole of trying to read all this stuff and figure it out. They just want their question answered, and they want to find the company that's going to do it. Another big thing is that 90% of people do their research offline. They go to your Google Business Profile, read your reviews, then they go to your website because they want to turn into a lead. So you got to make it easier for them. So the first thing is add a chat widget here or a form right here. So I'll show you an example. This company right here, they have the call button, which is fine, but then they have a discuss your project call to action. So they don't have a form here necessarily, but they have a call to action to go and discuss your project. And they also have a chat widget over here where it's like, hey, have a question, send us the question over here. So that's the first thing that I noticed on this site, and every site should have. It could just be right here, discuss your project with us, click over here, or a form right here, or a chat widget. The next thing that we're going to look at is the first scroll. So you want the call to action here in a chat widget, but right here, you want to have something that draws them in. You want something that says, get a quick estimate, it takes 10 seconds, or something very simple that allows people to convert, because they're going to be here, they see your call to action, chat widget, like, let me just go read here. Oh, great, they have reviews. Okay, good. That reviews look good. Oh, they do tile and grout, natural stone, right? So they're kind of going through the site, but they need that quick form right here. What we literally call it, a quick form. So how this looks is on the first scroll right here, request a quote. It only takes 7 seconds. You put in your information, you click submit, and they turn into a lead. Again, this one here, if you're not going to put your form up here, have it on your first scroll right here. It works perfect. They get a bunch of leads like this. So that's the second thing, is on the first scroll or somewhere on your homepage, have some form or something that's going to convert. Another example of that is over here. Let's go to their homepage. So we did not build this website, but just to show you an example, is on their homepage, they have an estimate calculator, which would help people get estimates. Which this is the third thing that I would say is very important, is having something that's unique to your website that's not just a general form. So some qualifying questions in your form is really good. Not too many. What we found is 3 is a good number. 3, more than 3, and people are like, okay, this is a lot of stuff that I have to answer. So having something like an estimate calculator, some qualifier, it could be your budgetary range or square footage of your home. There's a lot of different qualifiers that you can put in there, but we've seen that to work really, really good. And most importantly, having it on your homepage along the scroll, as I mentioned. All right. The next thing is, we talked about this. Let's go on to the mobile site. I mentioned before that 50% of people are on mobile. So when you go to mobile here, if you notice, as you're scrolling, you're lost. what I mean by you're lost is there's no way for someone to turn into a lead right here or right here or right here. And it's only until they come down here to the call that they can convert. So ideally, what we would want to see is some type of sticky headers or something that's going to allow people to convert into a lead as they're scrolling. So if you notice, this is sticky here. And as I scroll, it's stuck up here. Discuss your project or call now. This is important because, again, 50% of people are on their mobile. 90% of people are doing their research offline. They come to your website. They just want to convert into a lead. They just want to make sure, is this a legit company? All right. And then the last thing, which this is a little bit more technical, I would say, but it's something that's extremely important, is when they go to your contact us, you have to make it extremely easy for people to convert. So Jobber has a form, which is fine, but what you don't want is you don't want it to say, do you have photos? If so, please text them to this number, which is a whole totally different phone number, because now it gets very muddy and confusing for this person. So what I would recommend doing is, if you use a Jobber form, it's fine, but go to Zapier, connect to Twilio account, Chirp, Hatch. There's a bunch of different tools out there. When someone fills out this form, send them a text message that says, hey, if you have any additional information or pictures, please text them over. We help set this up for people, but it's a little bit more technical, which is why I said that. But you could also do this in an email, which is like, once this form gets completed, send an email. There's a bunch of other ways you can automate your Jobber stuff. I made videos about how to automate your sales process with Jobber using Zapier and connecting different things. But even if you don't use Jobber, if you have a simple contact form, send them a text message right away that says, hey, we got your request, send us some pictures. And what you'll see is that your actual conversion from lead into book job is going to go way up when you start to text people, which is why I wanted to highlight this, because it's a little more technical, but it will help significantly from a lead flow perspective, because people aren't going to be like, oh, now I got to text this person over here. But it's also going to help you in your job booking rate as well. So I hope this helps. If you need help with this kind of stuff or you're looking for a marketing audit, we do these for free. I'll put a link down below. If not, it's all good. We'll see you in the next video.